I'm Max Salmon. Usually you see us on Facebook, Instagram, Zillow, everything like that. Marketing apartments for rent with my amazing team who helped me so much, and I'm super grateful for them. Today, instead of talking about renting apartments or the next new apartment deal, I wanted to sit down and talk a little bit on my secret YouTube channel about the successes and the failures that I've had in the last couple of years up to this point. So just for like a little bit of backstory, I have always been an overweight kid. Like all the way up through high school, I was overweight. Not, I guess, seemingly super noticeably, but to me it was. And to me it was a problem. And it was always a roadblock in my head for me that I was overweight. And I had always believed in myself that I was more than just some loser fat kid. But I never actually put the work in to get to where I wanted to be. And I dwelled on the idea for a long time, and I had tried to work out, I had tried to run, and I was just never fully consistent. And I didn't do anything with my career. Like, I was working at a bar. I didn't care so much about much of anything. You know what I mean? Like, I just was moving with life as it came in reaction mode. And I have no money to my name, no savings. I mean, granted, I was in high school, whatever. But I always knew that I had some sort of higher purpose that I wanted to fulfill as a person, for myself and for the people around me, to help my family, help my community, give back to the people who've been the best to me in my life. And I remember it was one day I was just driving down the street. I was like in like Williamsville somewhere. And I'm like looking into a field somewhere, and I just like, it all hit me at once. Like, I'm like, why don't I do something with my life? Like why am I continuing to complain and do all these things? Like, it's up to me to make this happen. Nobody's gonna come and save me. And from that point on, like, it was just go mode. I decided the day after, I decided on that day, like, I'm gonna lose weight, and that's where I'm gonna start. And the day after, I got up and I went for a run. And I remember that run, like, I tried to do a full mile and I couldn't even do 0.25 of a mile without throwing up. And over time, I had just forced myself to just run consistently every single day. Like, that was my one thing that I would do, like, non-negotiable, one thing I would run every single day. And over time, I started to get increasingly better. And I remember I had been running a mile regularly. I was still working at the bar, and I got this idea. I was going to school at UB about getting into investment banking. So I was so interested in investment banking. I thought that it was this big thing, you know. To me, it was like I was going to make money doing it. So like, I was like, I want to make a lot of money one day. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know that I'm motivated. I know I've been running every single day. I know that I can improve if I'm consistent. Give it a shot. So I sat down with the guy who ran the investment banking department at the time, and I told him what I wanted to do. And he said straight to my face that I had no skills, I had no experience, there's nothing that he could do for me. And, you know, he's like, I have people that are making 50 cold calls a day. You're doing nothing. And he's like, you're going to do, I remember this word for word, he said, you're going to do just fine in life. And I think that was another ticking point for me, because that same day I went home and I was only able to run a mile, but something in my head pushed me to run a full second mile that same day. And I think it was just another thing proving to myself that I believe in me. And that's really, like, I think the difference too, on top of consistency, of being a successful person, is that a lot of people, the voice in their head is like coming down on you for no reason. And the only thing that I work on the voice in my head playing over and over is how I can improve, how I'm a good person, how I can be continuing to make myself better and the people around me happy and contribute to my community, contribute to the people who are best to me in my life. And that was a huge difference for me as a person, because ultimately after that point of running 2 miles, started to drastically increase the amount of miles that I was able to run. From there on, it was 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles. And I was able to do it quicker and quicker and quicker. And all it was just consistently getting the task done on a daily. And I started to translate that into trying to get a new job, a job that, wasn't at the bar. And obviously I couldn't be an investment banker because I was told that I wasn't able to do it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go and try and get an internship. So I went and tried and got an internship at an amazing real estate company. And I still completely thank them to this day for the opportunities that they gave me, because that's where I learned a lot of stuff of just about business in general, about leases in general, leasing in general. I was working in the leasing department. And I remember something in my head the whole time I was there was biting at me. The amount of work that I'm doing is not equal to the amount of pay that I'm getting within the hour. And that's an internship position. I mean, it's nothing against the person who was employing me or the people who, were around me. It has nothing to do with that. Everybody was wonderful. It was just the plain fact of I noticed in that moment that a 9 to 5 is really not for me. I don't want to work based on the hour because there's only so many hours in the day. I want to work based on results. I want to go out there and create as many results as I possibly can to make those results result in a better life for me and the people around me. And pivoting from there, I decided I was going to get into real estate investing. And I got into real estate investing through YouTube and BiggerPockets, and I was obsessed, reading books, taking notes, anything I could. And then I had actually gotten into looking at real estate agents. The guy who happened to be my neighbor was an extremely successful real estate investor, and I was extremely lucky to have him in my life. And I remember it was so hard for me to reach out to that guy. But when I did it, I realized that, the dude's awesome. I think he's personally superhuman, but he's a real human. He's just a regular guy doing regular things. He just knows how to put in the work and be consistent, be dedicated, believe in himself, talk to himself like he believes in himself, and truly manifest that life for himself. And I was like, from that point on, it just got worse. I was like, I have to go and get my real estate license now. So I went, I got my real estate license, and simultaneously the internship ended. And I was like, I was getting paid on the internship. That was my only payment. And my car broke at the same time. So my car took a shit, actually. So I had no money to my name after I had only enough money to my name to buy myself a new car in cash. And at the time it was a 2007 Toyota Camry. It wasn't anything crazy. So I spent all my money on the Camry. I finished my real estate license, did not get a new job. And then I realized, okay, now I have a real estate license. No one's going to do it for me again. I have to build this myself. So I started consistently reaching out to people on a regular basis. And I got to a point where I'm talking to 10, 15, 20 people a day about real estate. And, that built my business. Through that, I didn't take a payment for the first 6 months, but I took a huge hit for a really big reward, because I got that first check, and that was my taste. When I knew from there, I was like, I can do this. I can totally do this, and I believe in myself, and I have to be consistent. And I was just consistent. And still to this day, I'm consistent with reaching out to people on a regular basis to talk about real estate. And that has built me the business that we're doing today. We have over 50 units available for rent. I've sold a couple $1,000,000 in real estate. I'm no expert, I'm no pro, but I work really hard. And I truly, truly, truly like love this business, and I love working for myself. I am more and more daily falling in love with making content like this to help the people around me and to build my personal brand to a point where people across the world could be helped by me. People in my own city can be helped by me. And I truly feel like that I've found my purpose in life, and I am just very grateful. But regardless of the fact, on this 10-minute video of me talking about my life, I want to make a couple points. Point number one, I am still to this day always consistent. I still run every day. I still reach out to people to talk about real estate every single day. And that is a non-negotiable thing that I do. No matter what, I reach out to people and I run. And those things move the needle, and I'm addicted to doing those things because they move the needle and they help me grow. Number two, I always am trying to talk to myself in I'm my own hype man. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter my flaws. It doesn't matter the things that go wrong in my life. It doesn't matter about any of the negatives. I'm going to be positive. And I'm going to force myself to be positive because that's the only way that I could move the needle forward. If I'm constantly down on myself, constantly, saying that I'm not good enough, I'm just going to manifest it. And I won't be able to move forward in life at all. So consistency, belief in yourself, and the last thing I think that I want to put in here is taking the naysayers and turning that into a positive. When I was told that I couldn't do something every single time, maybe I didn't do that specific thing, but I took that and I used that as force to go towards my goals, to go towards the next thing. And for all the people who have ever told me that I couldn't do it, or have ever told me no, or have ever told me that I'm not smart enough to do it, they're so wrong. They're so wrong. And as hubba bubba as this video is, you are probably watching this because either number one, you're laughing at me, which is fine. Or number two, you are truly inspired by the things that I'm saying. And if that's the case, thanks. I appreciate it. I want you to grow as a person. And I feel like that voicing these things to the general public about my experiences might help somebody one day. And if it doesn't, then this will just be some weird YouTube journal about me being here and living my life. But if not, and I help a lot of people, that's a plus. So anyways, if you made it to the end of this 15-minute video, thank you so much for listening. And if you really like the stuff that I'm talking about, shoot me a text and tell me, because I would love to hear about other people's stories. I would love to, talk to you about successes and about failures and all those things. It's a tough life out there. So give me a call if you made it to the end and you're inspired by these things. My phone number is 716-628-5377. Most people are not going to get to the end of this video and hear my phone number. So thank you so much for watching if you made it, and until next time.